we have here a problem that's asking us to do algebraic substitution. In other words, take some numbers and plug them into an equation. Now, when you have an equation that's simple, like, I don't know, f of x equals 3x, and you want to plug something in like f of 1, well, no problem, right? You just change all the x's to 1s. So it's 3 times 1, and you can do that. This equation is just a little bit more complicated. We've got a bunch of variables, and the job is just plug more stuff in. Okay, it's not any different of a method. It's going to take you a little longer, so we have more variables. So let's figure out what this is going to be. Price of a service. Oh, okay. So take a look at what we're given here. Price of a service in 1970 is $3,700. Okay, so that was a while ago, and the average annual inflation rate was 6.5%. Which of the following is closest to the expected price of the same service? And here's the key word, 11 years later. Okay, well, if you read back in this first paragraph about what inflation is, most people have an idea of what inflation is, right? It's a good measure of how much your politicians stink. But in economic terms, it's a measure of how much the price of something is rising over time. Now, with high inflation, prices rise rapidly. So the formula here has a bunch of variables. P is the future price. Okay, that's the future price of something. P0, P0 is the original price, or the current price. R, right there, is the annual inflation rate, and N is the number of years we're measuring it over. So let's take all of that talking and put it into some kind of equation. The price of a service in 1970 was $3,700. Okay, I'm going to take my $3,700, put it right here. And that is P0. So that's going right here. What's next? Average annual inflation rate, 6.5%. So think about what 6.5% means. As a decimal, that's 1.065. Right? That's what 6.5% is if you write it as a decimal. And how many years later am I looking? It's going to be 11 years. So there's my formula with all the numbers plugged in. Now I can figure out what the price is expected to be after 11 years at what looks like a pretty sizable inflation rate. So you plug this in, and I would do this in steps. If you want to plug everything in all at once in your calculator, that's fine. Most calculators can handle it. You'll just have to keep an eye on your parentheses. Okay, but first thing you might do is the inside of the parentheses, and then handle the exponent, and then do the multiplication on the outside. Or if you just want to punch it all into the calculator, don't make any whoopsies, and we'll see what we get. So 3,700 times parentheses 1.065 to the 11th power. What do we have here? Okay, $7,397. That's how much the price has risen. So as you look over this list, they're all bigger than 3,700. In that sense, they're all plausible, but it looks like the price has gone up quite a bit. That's a high inflation rate. So here we are at $7,400.